Alrighty, guys, welcome to the SMG invitationals. So, I'm again joined with Zoltar, and we will be casting which players?
Saberman Gaming and Koality.
There you go. Oh wow. Oh wow. Saberman. Ooh, Quality and Saberman actually scouting opposite directions. I'm gonna say this would be really ballsy.
Yeah, well, Saberman Gaming, he's making this work. Unfortunately for Koality, he actually didn't spot the tiles that Saberman was after until Saberman had already found it on one of a huge chunk of them and taken the other two. So, oh, that's a great start for Saberman. We'll
Wow.
just have to see what Quality can do to catch up.
No. Well, yeah, true. Just the only thing that I'm saying right now is that if Quality would have seen that patch with the aluminum, I bet he would have found it right on that.
Oh, right on top of it.
Yeah, so that
unfortunately he just did not.
Yeah, because he didn't scout that way. But for both players, Quality having the regular start, of course, not too bad, not too shabby. And then Saberman, I think for 1v1, I think this is one of the best starts that we have seen so far.
Definitely. Now, one thing I absolutely am going to want to see out of Koality this game is an underground nuke as fast as it can possibly come out on that aluminum tile.
Yeah.
Because he's relying, what's going on right now is Saberman's relying on adjacency bonuses in order to support his aluminum production, right? But that tile is so vulnerable to nuking, you can knock it down to only 0.37 aluminum a second once it's through with its adjacency bonuses. And that could cause a serious problem in wasting one of Saberman's tiles. So I really want to see something like that come out of Koality.
Oh yeah, that definitely, that would be amazing. So right now, auction for the geothermal claim. I think geothermal auctions like this are actually really important in the beginning of the game. Actually, going for 9,000, that is super cheap because you're going to need power later in the game. If you can buy that tile of debt, even better. Sorry.
No, another thing to look at, you're absolutely right that that's an incredibly cheap geotherm, only going for 9,000. Another interesting thing going on right now, by the way, Koality actually has taken a water pump and simply thrown down electrolysis next to his base, not opting to try and use that scientific bonus that would allow him to pull the resources directly out of the ground. Probably because there's just no good patch of water on this map for him.
Oh wow, Quality actually saying, "Oops, worst map for science."
Yeah, he's got a point. It is not a particularly good science map when it comes to water. Now, he can still make it work. Scientific has some other nice benefits rolling their way, particularly that benefit when it comes to the black market. But he's definitely put himself into a bit of an uphill battle here.
So actually scouting the map, there is silicon for Koala. And there is 2 ejected water tiles, and that's actually it. No, sorry. Oh no, yeah. There are two ejected water things. That's about it. Water tiles. That's
it's not looking good for the water production for Quality, and unfortunately, glass just so weak in a 1v1 scenario for Scientific. It takes so long for that shipment to get out there of oxygen. So long for the shipment to come back. Once it's hit that full 60 glass, and pirates will just ruin your entire day. So things are not looking great for Quality. Actually freezing this steel production, definitely not something I can get behind. I think that nuke was the only option for black market immediately this game. That tile alone making $90 a second. $90 a second, most of that in the aluminum on it. And so I think that the EMP, huge misplay. Definitely not what you want to be doing with black market, but we'll just have to see how it works out for Quality.
Yeah, and also actually, I think Quality. I think he needs to wait for the RNG for slant drilling, or he might need to go into a patent lab and might want to get that. That's going to be a major investment, but I think that's a possibility to go. It's not looking good for him. Like a Scientific, they need water clusters, and he's just not having it this game. So I think something like a patent lab and going into slant drilling would be very effective, time effective. So let's see.
Yeah, it is the kind of thing he's going to need to be looking at this game. 5,000? 5,000 for a claim. I don't know what happened to Saberman there. If he was just thinking too much, if he really didn't want to claim at all, but 5,000 for a claim is almost nothing. I have to assume Saberman was distracted during that auction, just letting it go for so cheap over to Quality.
Yep. So Quality also getting a geothermal, and with the claim that he just bought, of course. And right now, Saberman, both players are actually similar in debt. That's quite okay. Actually, really surprised that they're actually similar in debt, because usually the player that gets ahead faster, which is Saberman, should actually have more debt. But since auctions popped up, that kind of evened out quite a bit.
Well, and Quality has just not put down power yet. His geotherm is still not constructed, and he's definitely been leaking power like a sieve after building 2 reactors and 3 steel mills. So, on top of that, Saberman, his steel mills haven't been running and costing him massive amounts of power. So that could also help explain the difference in debt between these 2 players.
Yep. And also, Saberman saying he misclicked. So that's a thing. I don't know. Don't know what he means by that yet. Maybe the black market purchase that he did.
Maybe he just missed on the claim. Maybe he meant to click on it and just failed.
Yeah.
It happens sometimes. I do not yet see a repair drone popping out to fix this geotherm for Quality, so that could become a problem very fast, especially considering he's throwing down a pleasure dome.
Yeah, just want to acknowledge that. But yeah, I don't know. I think he needs to repair this right away, because $146, I mean, come on. In power?
And it doesn't even cost that much time and resources to repair, because he is a scientific player. This is one of his advantages that he can use, but not repairing the geotherm, putting up the pleasure dome, I'm really concerned that debt's just going to kill Quality very, very quickly this game.
Yep. And also with the pleasure dome, first of all, using that power, and second of all, it's still so early in the game. Both players are already at level 4 and level 3, but like the pleasure dome also feeds off of the colonies of the neutral colony, and that is not even that big yet. So I don't know, not really seeing it right now. $64.
Yep, that pleasure dome is costing a good $90 right now.
Yep, that is
$90 a second to run.
That is quite a bit. So,
man.
Oh.
Guys, don't build pleasure domes in 1v1. I'll just be straight with you. Seriously, stop doing it. Like, just all of you in this tournament right now. Not a good idea.
Yeah, not that good. Also, that claim actually going for 3,000 for Quality.
Oh yeah, that's a great solar panel tile right there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I think that's well worth 3,000. I really feel like Saberman should have bid that up, just because you can put power down on that location.
Yep. I don't know. Quality seems like he's not really reacting to a couple of stuff. Like, sure, he is going into glass actually now, but I'm like repairing this geothermal. Not yet using his new bot claim. Actually, Saberman actually nuking the water of Quality.
Yeah, that's an odd decision to me. I do understand it because it's Quality's only water, right? But it is so hard to nuke through a scientific player. It's so hard to actually nuke through a scientific player. That's a bit of an odd decision to me, but it might work out at the end of the day.
Yep. And
also, we finally do have a repair drone landing on that geothermal plant, so Quality is going to be in control of all the power for some time, having 2 geotherms down and mutinying away Saberman Gaming's, but I'm really concerned it's going to be too little too late after building up 85,000 worth of debt.
Yeah. Actually plummeting just a little bit. So, since he is actually getting 500 from this power. But yeah, Saberman actually right now going to get that carbon. He is actually already getting silicon, that 5.25 silicon. Already has glass. He has, excuse me, he already has solar panels. So here's the thing about Saberman. If people don't know Saberman yet, he loves his glass. He is the glass baron of Off-Road Trading Company. Like, Saberman. He even calls him diamonds. That's how much he loves glass. So This is really
We can
typical
see
out
it's
of him.
losing him a good $14 a second right now.
Yeah. Hey, it's his trademark, okay? Like, you need to get that
Yes.
branding out.
Yes, yes. Where his money is truly coming from, though, is exactly where Quality decided to hit him. Nice EMP onto those reactors, each of them making at least $100 a second right now. And that's definitely hurting Saberman, but Saberman, he doesn't even care. He's already over halfway through Quality stock. He's just going to keep pushing that way with the steel shortage, with these reactors that are making fantastic amounts of money. And I imagine this game's going to be over quite soon.
Yeah. You know, Saberman already having 70% on quality. Quality right now not looking too good. Not looking too good. The auction for perpetual motion not really relevant, I'd say. So
No, not particularly.
no.
There's just not enough game left to be played for it to matter too much, I think.
Yeah,
I
it's
imagine
not
once
leaking.
these reactors unfreeze, that's going to be it. It's going to be curtains for Quality.
Yeah, so talking about quality, he has come back. He has played a little bit the couple of days. And yeah, Saberman, he's just this all over, good player. Like he plays a lot of free for alls, he plays a lot of 1 versus 1. So he knows what's up, basically.
For sure. And we can see it here.
Yep.
Generally some very good decisions out of Saberman. Only a few missteps along the way. The glass making a little money at this point. The steel also making a little money. But once again, these reactors are just going to be the things that truly win out the day. And we should see that last little bit of stock go away any moment.
And also, oh, there we go. GG. So I'd say with this game, Saberman actually winning this will be in round 2 of the tournament starting tomorrow on Saturday. I believe he's a favorite now, since this is like the only guy that we've seen, playing in the other bracket side.
Oh, he's definitely up there for sure. On this side of the bracket, he's one of those very, very few who I think actually has a chance of going on through. So it was a strong showing from him for this first game. Just a few missteps here or there, and potentially a couple of problems. And just in reacting to the auctions, maybe losing focus at times, things of that nature. But overall, still a well-played game.
Yeah, so to the post-game analysts, let's go to Saberman first. He, purchased 31,000 power, sold 64,000, so he did make a lot of money. Well, actually paid off a lot of debt with that. Then, yeah, he made that money on water, food, fuel, aluminum, steel, silicon, glass. So he made quite a bit of money, throughout all the resources.
Yep, just a lot of money all over the place. Having to buy a fair amount of steel, actually, which probably came on through simply because of that EMP that hit. But one thing I do want to point out, sold 24,000 in aluminum, purchased 19,000 in aluminum despite that. I really, really, really would have loved to see that underground nuke come down onto this aluminum tile just to slow him down significantly instead of allowing him to rush through upgrades the way he was able to. Because even when that initial steel EMP came down, steel was down at like $15 a piece. That's really not slowing your opponent too much.
Yep. So going to quality, he actually purchased 61,000 in power, well 62,000, and actually sold 49,000 in power. So making a slight deficit right there, and then also just selling steel, not too much of anything else. Also buying,
Yep.
a lot of steel and glass to upgrade. So yeah.
Definitely. I mean, he sold a decent amount of food, a decent amount of fuel and oxygen, but it felt like he just never had the adjacency bonuses that he truly needed to in order to make his production efficient enough to keep up with the massive amounts that Saberman Gaming was putting out. And I think that's definitely reflected here in the resources screen.
But the black market is kind of interesting. Quality, as we saw, he was behind, quite a bit in this game. But he actually got 4 items off of the black market, adding up to 22,000. 2 EMPs, 1 power surge, and 1 mutiny. So that's actually quite a bit for somebody that was slight behind always, you can say, and just being scientific in general that didn't really have that great of claims.
Yeah, he definitely tried to make the black market work, and we saw a couple of hits that were actually pretty crucial. There was a decent mutiny onto power. There was a really good EMP toward the end of the game on those reactors, things of that nature. But I would have maybe liked to see his other black market use be a little bit more effective, something like even power surging the solar panels back when power was ridiculously expensive, rather than even mutinying the geotherm, as that cuts out a good 7 power a second, basically. If
Yeah.
you power surge the 3 solar panels, each at 2.4 apiece, as opposed to just stealing 2, just small little differences like that can really make or break a 1v1 game.
Yep. And also, Saberman getting to his black market usage, 7 items for 35,000, is 3 claims, adding up to 19,000 actually. That's quite a bit of money in 1 versus 1. And then 1 power surge, 1 underground nuke, 1 dynamite, and 1 mutiny.
hmm
So that is, I mean, overall,
It was
he,
strong black market use by Saberman, I think.
yeah, he was up front. So I don't really see a problem with him actually getting it.
Very just mild attacks on the scientific player is very, very reasonable, and mostly focusing on upgrading himself. Another interesting thing I want to take a look at, by the way, is the fact that Koalati threw down an engineering lab, not something we see very often in a 1v1 situation, because it can take some time for it to really build up and be powerful, but he never actually got a technology researched with it. Just came down far too late to actually make a difference in the game.
Yep. So I guess that is it for this game. Hope you're having fun, Zoltar. Hope.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, as I said, thanks for being here. Always nice to have you.
Happy to be here.
Yep. So guys, that was the game Saberman versus Quality. Saberman actually going on to round number 2. He is now also a favorite for the finals, statistically, of course. So guys, hope to see you in more games. Peace out.